Hey, what's going on? My name is Marquise, and I help entrepreneurs grow their business online using automation and systems. Now, are you looking to get more leads to your business? Then you definitely need a marketing system, which is one of the most of the three important core systems that you need to have to run your business. If you want to know how to make an effective landing page and have a marketing system getting you leads nonstop, stay tuned for this clip from my mastermind where I'm going to show you exactly how to implement a marketing system in your business. See you there. I just wanted to drop a quick little training for the Inner Circle members. And this kind of builds on, everything that we kind of talk about is really going to build on kind of like the previous lessons. So everything kind of has a purpose. So it's leading you down to really kind of having that fully fledged marketing system for your business. And so today, the very first meeting I mentioned about that there's three core systems to really kind of grow your business. You have the marketing system, you have your selling system, and then you have the fulfillment system. And then the marketing system is what I kind of wanted to touch on today, because really the marketing system is really just having a landing page for your business. That is in essence, the marketing system is having a landing page that people can go to and put in like their email address to actually enter your business. And actually now you have the opportunity with like the selling systems to follow up with them going forward. So getting maximum leads with a landing page. And so from a very high level, landing pages 101, as we can call it, at the very basic notion, a landing page is really just, like I said, the core purpose of just is a singular web page where it's the job is just to move people down your sales funnel. And, it's designed to, convert people that are interested into actual buyers. And the goal with the landing page is, like I said, specifically is to get someone's email address. A lot of times people are always wondering what's the difference between a website and, like a sales funnel. And with the landing page, that's the very entry point into your sales funnel. So the difference between like a website and a landing page is a website is kind of, think of it as kind of like a general directory of your website. Everything about your website or everything about your business is on your website. If somebody goes to it, you got an about page, you got a contact page, you got some portfolio stuff. You're showing off a lot of general information about what your business does. And then a landing page, it has a very specific purpose to get that person into the business with a one particular message. So it's not like, browse my website. It's like, no, I'm trying to help you with a particular problem. If you want to know how to solve that problem, put in your email address, and then that takes you to the next step of the funnel. So where a website, you can think of it as just a lot of scattered pages. Somebody can kind of go into it and get lost, almost kind of like if you walk into the grocery store, you can get lost because there's so many aisles that you can turn down and stuff like that. A landing page is like basically just going directly to the restaurant and they're just serving you meal after meal without you having to ask them for anything, because they already know what you want. So they're just pretty much putting things in front of you step by step. So that's really what the landing page is. And that's why it's so important and a big component, because with that landing page, it basically just dictates who you're bringing into the business. Whatever that message that you put on the landing page, that message basically is what is going to align them to what you're trying to sell to them at the end of the rainbow. And over time, we've definitely been changing up the styles of our landing page to get better leads. And I will say, first and foremost, hopefully, you are using a landing page of some sense. But if not, this is the opportunity to, have one for your business, because without a landing page, the problem with sales in today's world is, there's a lot of lack of trust online. There's so many people selling the same stuff. Customers don't really know who to buy from. And, in some cases, if they don't have an actual presence or something that they can go see and read and look at, it makes the trust factor go even lower, especially if you're trying to sell stuff to people strictly through direct messages. Direct messages are definitely fine for just maybe a little bit information, a little bit report building, but ultimately you want to be sending people to a landing page so you can actually collect their information. Because like I said, there's so many people online that's selling the exact same stuff. Because if you're like an affiliate or like in a network marketer, like I was, you are basically just a number of people, one person that are selling the exact same stuff. In some companies, you may have 150,000 plus people selling the exact same product. So it's like, how do you stand out against the crowd without a mechanism to do so? And like I said, using the landing page would be that way to stand out the crowd. Because if you put two people in front of me and they both say I'm selling this pill, but the person on the left side has a landing page that gives me a little bit more information about that pill, and it tells me that it's going to solve a particular problem that I have, I'm going to go with that person versus the other person. So it's just a way for you to stand out.
And maybe even having bonuses as well that you offer, provide that in addition, that makes you stand out a little bit as well.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't have to just, it's just the landing page, obviously, but you could always make the offer sweeter by having stuff in like bonuses that you gave them. Say for instance, if you were selling a product that was in health and wellness and it was like some type of diet system or things of that nature, you can maybe come up with like some type of shopping list that you can offer as a bonus. This is a shopping list that goes along with this diet plan. So now they're more interested in trying it and they'll give you their email address in response. And now you have a higher likelihood of converting them down the line. Um, and so once again, with the landing pages, like I said, they're important because with the problem, like I mentioned before, in today's sales world, with so many people selling the same stuff, using a landing page, you can have instant authority, to people who, and then they also understand that, you can actually help them because, you put a page in front of them and then, we'll talk about this later, but you have the right message on that page. So they're interested in actually learning a little bit more. Your product is the solution to the problem. So a landing page helps you put that out there. That's, it's one thing to tell somebody, but it's another thing for them to go and be able to read it and see it themselves and say, okay, I can see this is going to help me. I can see this is going to help me. And then all I got to do is put in my email address and then they're going to give me more information. So it's just kind of like leading them down that positive rabbit hole. And it's like I said, it just sets yourself apart from all the people that selling the same product. You're not just talking to people through DMs. You could be out right now at the beach. And if you have a landing page set up, you can have people just come into that page nonstop without you even having to be there. At that point, you just need to get more traffic to the landing page, is what we'll talk about also. But the landing page is a system. It's going to do all the work for you of actually attracting people and getting them to actually request more information from you. And like goes into like it's the doorway to your follow-up system in a sense. Your landing page is the doorway to the follow-up system because the goal is we want to attract the best leads. We want to have the best leads for our business. We want to be able to have a crystal clear idea of who we want to do business with is critical. So you want to make sure that you have a landing page set up and it has the right message on it, so it's pulling in the people who actually need the most help. Because poor conversions usually will happen when there's a disconnect between what you're saying and what your customer wants. If your customer wants to lose weight fast and then you say on your landing page, I'm going to show you how to lose 10 pounds in a year, that's not a good message. So it's like, you want to have the landing page, but you also want to put the type of messaging on there that's going to attract to what your potential customer actually wants. If you sell something like coffee, and the coffee it has natural energy and that type of stuff without like crash like normally you will with a lot of caffeine and stuff. You want to put that type of stuff out there. You want to say how to boost your energy without be feeling like you've been shot with by a shot of adrenaline or something like that. Because people want to boost their energy, but they want to do it a lot more in healthier ways. So it's like putting that type of messaging on the landing page, because when you don't specifically address their needs and their fears and their aspirations, it's going to be harder for you to sell stuff down the line. So it's like you want to put the right message in front of them the first time on the landing page. Because like I said, it's the first page of your marketing system. And this is really the opportunity for us to kind of make a connection with them and then demonstrate that we have the potential to solve their problem. So I kind of wanted to just show a couple of examples here. I kind of broke it into old way and new way because, as I mentioned, we've kind of transitioned to how we've done our landing pages a little bit here. So with the old way, the page is more so about curiosity, and there are only two things that you need to know about your prospect: what they desire most and what pain they want to avoid the most. So like this is an example of how we would do an old style lead magnet. Say for instance, our landing page, if we wanted to get them to watch a free video. Say for instance, we had a presentation we wanted to get them to watch, we would have like a landing page kind of like this, and it's how to without. So it's like how to what they want to do without what they want to avoid. So in this case, this was for actually another network marketing presentation. It's how to recruit around the clock and 10 extra downline, but you're not sacrificing any of your personal time. So, most people hate being in the trenches, going out there having to message people like crazy. They rather be able to enjoy themselves, know things are still happening for them without, burning their personal time. So that's, a style of a landing page that shows the right type of messaging for the particular audience who's having that problem. And then this is the new way we kind of do it, so now we actually use, just instead of just a normal landing page where we giving away something like a free video or a free report, we actually now a quiz is our landing page. So if we go back and look at it before, it's more so how to without. But when you kind of go with the quiz mindset, you really want to think about something that people are asking themselves in their head, and then also they really want to know the results. So it's like in the previous example, it's like, okay, how to recruit around the clock. This is more so asking, is this really for me? It's asking them a question, a thought-provoking question that they want to answer, and then they actually take a quiz instead. So now we're not sending them like a free PDF or making them watch a video. Our landing page is sending them directly to a quiz, and the quiz becomes the rest of our marketing system, with the landing page being the first front door of it. Because you can't really have a quiz without a proper landing page, because a landing page is going to basically set the tone, and then also make sure that the messaging, the right person is going to take the quiz. So that's why we have the landing page there. This is another example here of the old style that we would use, where in this case, you just, how did I shed over 45 pounds without having time to exercise? So it's that same framework I mentioned before, kind of like how to do something without having to do something else. And in this case, we use this to generate leads, and we were using this for a while actually. And what happened is they would put in their email address, and then they would go watch a free video. So, it was just that two-step little process or whatnot. But then the new way we do now is, this is another example of basically just asking them a question using a quiz style format landing page, where do you know the risk from eating too much sugar? And then once they take this quiz, then we can send them our product. So both of these landing pages could literally go to the exact same product, but they're coming at it from two different ways. One of them is just asking the how to without, but this method does a lot better, and the quiz method landing page does a lot better for a couple of different reasons. One is cheaper leads. The leads are a lot cheaper with quizzes using the landing page in front, and it's more so because it's just a naturally curiosity angle that people have, that we just want to know an answer that's put in front of us, and we're always self-seeking and have this discovery mindset. And the reason why it becomes cheaper is because more people are usually going to take the quiz, and they probably would opt in to your landing page just to get a free report. Not saying that the free report doesn't have value, but all the time, in most cases, we want to have the opportunity to know more about ourselves. So they'll just, if people had the two options in front of them, they probably would take the quiz first. So they would be cheaper leads overall. And then your conversions ultimately are higher. And this goes back into something that I talked about in the core lesson that I'll talk about a little bit later as well, is just people doing micro commitments. Instead of just right at the front asking for the email address right out of the gate. A lot of people might see that in an
instantly leave the page. But with the quiz landing page, you're asking that thought-provoking question, they click the button, and then they go through and they answer all these questions. So by the time they actually get to your email address, they've already done like 8 micro commitments or 9, depending on how many quiz questions you have. Then they give you their email address. So they're much more vested into the process. So there's a higher likelihood that they would actually convert into a customer for you. And then better compliance, this is a big one. I didn't really realize how big this was until you start doing stuff running like Facebook ads, especially if you're like an affiliate or network marketing, because Facebook hates those industries. So, if your ad gets banned, it specifically says because it's like a work from home / multi-level marketing type of opportunity. So you can't do certain things like you used to, and not saying that that's a good thing, but it's more positive. You can't do stuff like income claims. You can't say like, let me show you how to make $24,000 in 3 months or something like that, or how to make $1,000 overnight. You can't say stuff like that on Facebook. So it makes it very, very difficult for people that's affiliates or network marketers to actually get good quality leads from Facebook, because anytime you try to run their ads, they're going to shut them down in most cases. And even if you do usually get them approved by chance, it's only a matter of time before they're going to do a manual review and usually shut it down for the exact same reason. And then now you just kind of like killed your lead flow. So using quizzes with the landing page structure is like a Trojan horse in a sense, because you're basically just asking that question, that thought-provoking question. There's no income claims or anything like that. Hey, is this something for you? Are you doing this the right way? And then all the selling of your product happens on the back end. So your landing page is completely compliant. And then you're getting you can get all this premium traffic from Facebook because of that. But you're still able to do the exact same selling on the back end. You just made your system more compliant. So, that one is a huge thing, especially when you're talking about business longevity, because you don't want to have something working and then it has stopped. And that's what sucks if you have it to where you're making a lot of money, through something like Facebook ads and getting leads, and then your ads get killed, as soon as you were making a lot of money. That's going to really hurt and sting. So it's better to go about it in a more compliant way, and then just do all that selling stuff with the selling system that we'll talk about next week with using like email marketing. And then tracking your stats, that's very important with the landing pages as well. You cannot, grow what you don't track. You have to like measure things and then make tweaks to optimize them and get better, because you can never really say your business is doing good or bad if you don't really kind of like track your stats and see if things are going well or they're going bad, and then make changes accordingly. So like with the old way, these are some stats for that very first landing page that I showed you. That was the old way with the how-to without, and so we were getting about 34 to 37% opt-in here. We have a squeeze page and then the control page. Well, the control and the variation, I should say. The control is basically one version of the page, and then the software that we use is ClickFunnels. You can split test it. So we basically will maybe change something like a button color, or maybe slightly tweak the headline on the variation. And then when we have people come to our landing page, they're shown either one or the other version. And then that way we can see which page is doing the best. So here, our stats were in like the 30% or so, and that's still pretty okay for the old way of just using a normal landing page, because in most cases, most people are usually thinking they're going to get hopefully around 20% on the low end with the old way, just using a normal landing page. So if you can get something like in the 30%, you're doing a lot better, because you got to think about it, especially if you're buying traffic, you're buying leads, not buying leads, but buying traffic. This is your money, so you want these numbers to be high as possible. You don't want to not look at them and track them, because then you're basically just blowing money if you're not making improvements. So that's what we did. We made improvements. We switched our landing page to using the quiz style, and then our numbers go up a lot higher now, to where with our control is 53%, almost 54%. And then our variation, our split test was like 48%. And the only thing we changed between those two pages was just the question of the quiz title. Like one of them was said like, is network marketing for me? The other one said, are you on the path to network marketing success? So the titles were slightly different, but still about the same, but they were much, much higher opt-in rates than the old way. So like I say, we can see here, we're looking at 30 something percent. Here with the control, 50% is amazing. That means that for every people, 100 people that we send, we would have more, at least 50 that would join our email list, you know. So once you see those type of stats, that gets me excited. That means that we're doing something well. And now we can continue to tweak the title a little bit, but you can definitely see there's a huge difference in percentage between the old way and the new way from some of our testing that we've done.